Well, hey CJ, long time no talk. It's been a while since we recorded more stuff. How have things been going for you?
Going well. We've been busy closing more deals.
Well, one thing I did want to talk about is our upcoming March event in Honolulu. This isn't the first one we've done. We've done several, right? What is the March event? Like, what is the whole intent? What's the goal? What do you do?
It's getting people to go from this research phase of just watching YouTube and reading all these books and listening to these podcasts to an environment where you're surrounded with people who are hungry to move and to absorb actionable lessons or steps that you can employ immediately post-event. So the whole concept of why we put on these live trainings is because there are people out there that are willing to take the actionable steps once they understand the direction they need to go. And then there's other people who attend these events that feel like they need the support and accountability and community, and they're offered an opportunity to join something like our WN Ohana, right? Where we are a collective group of community investors who are focused on doing the exact same strategy. So it gives us more confidence and clarity around holding each other accountable.
So what I heard there was that there's something for everybody, right? For the two camps of people, one camp being the go-getter, right? They know they want to invest on the mainland. They know it makes sense. They just need the education, the hand-holding, rather just the whole playbook, right? How do I do this? How do I do that? How do I find the right markets, find the right team members, etc. And then once they have that, they can go and take action immediately afterwards. Then there's a second camp where, like you mentioned, they want that ongoing support. They want that ongoing accountability in order to reach those goals, right? So it's more of like a long-term drip over time. And either way, both results in cash flowing rental properties. Is that a pretty accurate summary?
Absolutely.
All right. I do have some stats from the previous event. The last one we did was in August of 2025, and between August and today, believe it or not, we closed over 30 deals. People in our community closed over 30 cash flowing deals. How is that possible? Like what's what I mean? Like you're taking complete newbies who have never invested in real estate ever in their life to closing, some people closing, like you mentioned earlier, 2 to 4, even 4 deals between that time. Some people closing their first deal. So what is it about WNN and this event that really gets people moving?
So the event gives them the possibility, showing them what's capable outside of Hawaii, because oftentimes events like this, especially in Hawaii, people are just accustomed to this feeling of, well, I got to invest locally. But do you really know what strategy fits the local market? And do you understand the numbers that are involved with that strategy? And we break it down, the multiple different strategies out there, and we fixate around the buy and hold model specifically for cash flow, because that's what we do. That's where we're the experts in. And we break that down and we do the contrast of apples to apples of Hawaii versus out of state. People come to this realization that, man, it's really challenging or almost impossible to get that type of cash flow locally. So what are your options? It's to invest out of state in the mainland, somewhere in the Midwest, preferably, right? Where the numbers look a lot different than what they're accustomed to, where they're seeing house prices be around those $100,000 to $150,000 price points, which you can barely get a parking stall in Hawaii for that, let alone positive cash flow, right? So the awareness and the possibility is often given at the event with a generic roadmap, A to Z's on how to do it. And if you're a go-getter, you can run with those A to Z's. And most feel they need some level of support and accountability, which is what we offer in our space. Why these results are hit is because we simplify the process and hold them accountable to the next actionable step. Oftentimes, when you're new, you're so fixated on the end result that you're missing the very next step because you're so concerned about what's over that hill. You're not paying attention to what's right in front of you. And that's where people get into trouble. With our community and our support, there's countless investors outside of me, our advisors, our fellow community members that have gone down that same pathway many times over that can now support, give guidance, give confidence, and hold you accountable to just doing that simple next step. We like to say, trust the process. Don't need to reinvent the wheel. We bring 80% of what's needed. You need to show up with the 20%. And I reference working out or joining a gym, right? There's different levels of joining a gym. You can join the gym through a membership, put in all the work yourself because you're a go-getter, and you can still create a result. Or you can go join the gym, be a part of some group class and get some surface level accountability, but you're surrounded by people doing the same thing, looking for the same result. And the highest tier is the one-on-one training that you can get with that professional trainer, specifically customizing your workout regimen to your desired goals. And we offer that accountability, custom roadmap to what you say you want. Now that you understand our strategy, our model, and our process is doable even from 3,000 or 4,000 miles away.
Absolutely. That makes so much sense. And so the main thing that I took away from that, right, was people are locked up in analysis paralysis, right? You're saying people are looking at step 500, right, all the way at the end. They're not looking at what's right in front of them. That's the classic definition of analysis paralysis, right? To give you an example, maybe one of the viewers that are watching this can probably relate, but before you, like, if you're saying things to yourself like, well, before I start investing, I want to register my LLC. You remember, you hear that one a lot, right? Well, before I go and do that, I need to go get a website. I need to get a professional email. There's so many excuses. I call them excuses, but the reality is that that's not really the next step, right? And so what you're teaching at this upcoming March event is really revealing, hey, you're here now. This is your actual next step, and really laying out the stepping stones, right, from step 1 through 100 to closing that first cash flowing rental property 3,000 miles away. You're really getting a lot of that craziness that's, unsorted, unfiled, just floating around freely in their head, and organizing it in a way where now it's like, oh, this is totally doable. I just need the right steps in the right order, right? And that's exactly what people are walking away with from this March event. Okay.
Absolutely.
And so with all that being said, give us some more details about the March event itself. Like, when is it? Where is it? All that good stuff.
Yep. So this round, we're hosting our event at the Ala Moana Hotel. Very convenient for everybody. It's right outside Ala Moana Shopping Center. And it's March 21st. And it's a full day intensive training with me and my team. And we have a few special guests that are going to pop in to share with you the importance of having not just community, but network. Like, a lot of our success wasn't built off of our pure determination and capability of what we were willing to do ourselves. It was built because we had the right who's for the job. And we want to make sure that, whether you're a go-getter and you're going to run on your own, which people do, that you have an understanding of what caliber of who's or network you want to associate with to get that desired result from your goals. And then the others that are looking to have more of that accountability in space, start to build that know, like, trust factor, because it's so important when you're first starting to at least know somebody. You may not like them or trust them yet, but when you know them, you kind of give a little bit more grace and leeway on the relationship versus like, I've never heard of you, don't know why you're an expert, why should I listen to you? And being immersed into an event like this, there's natural credibility that's found from those that are putting it on, which is why we're bringing in our special guests. This is our exclusive network. People who can speak into you, give you confidence, and show you what the standard should be for those who want to be successful.
Absolutely. All right. And so I know you said a couple of special guests. Are you allowed to share just a quick sneak peek into who we could also be expecting to hear from?
Yeah. So the two guests that we're going to bring this round is a repeater, Stephen Blanchard, who is our business funding expert. So a lot of people are hung up on the fact, well, I don't know if I have enough money to do this. Well, when you have somebody that is specialized in capturing and getting special funding in play, all of a sudden that's not a problem, right? We're looking to eliminate the the friction or the barriers keeping you from your result. And funding is often one of the bigger, most common reasons why somebody stays in the analysis paralysis. Well, I need to save more money. Well, how long is it going to take for you to save that money? And realistically, are you going to take that money and put it into play a year from now? Things change, people change, motivation change, ideas change. Versus let's create the result in the next 90 days, which is something we pride ourselves in. That's why people got 30 or more deals since August. It's not this, let's kick the can down the road. It's move, following this proven process and system to create results very quickly. And then next is our boots on the ground. One of our team members were having streamed in because he's going to be on a family trip in Europe, Adam Pontier, which is our home inspector. So another objection we have is, well, how do we know we're buying a real house? How do we know we're buying a house that's not trashed or isn't falling over? How do we know we're not getting scammed? And having somebody like a home inspector on your team, be able to be your boots on the ground, walk the property, give you the A to Z's, the rundowns, the ins and the outs, the goods and the bads of your property, you can walk away informed. And it's something about that informed thinking that allows you to process how to make this deal work. He's going to spend some time with us, and he's come to our past trips. Unfortunately, this one conflicted with some family travel, and he's still finding a creative way to get in front of this group.
Awesome. So what I'm hearing is we're going to get the step-by-step, the playbook from CJ, from you, right? Who's been there, done that, right? We're also going to meet somebody that's going to help with financing, right? The money objection. I don't know if I have enough money, blah, 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 to get started, but we have someone, regardless of where you are in terms of your own finances, to help build up business credit so that you can get started within the next 90 days or less, not saving, right? So you get started, actionable step right there. And then last but not least is that, well, how do I know I'm not getting scammed? How do I know I'm buying a real property that's, that's not covered in poo or smells like cat pee or anything like that? You have the property inspector that's actually going to be walking through the properties on our behalves to make sure that we're buying good properties, right? Good deals. And we get to meet these people in person. Well, actually for Adam, I believe you said there's a creative way for getting him in. I'm going to assume it's going to be a big screen, big projector screen. Is going to have his face on Zoom or something like that. But hey, we get to still meet him and talk to him, ask him questions and things like that. And so I don't even know what would be left, right? You got the education, you got the knowledge, you got the roadmap, the steps, you got the network, not just the financing and the due diligence guy, right? The guy that's going to help you run your due diligence, but also your fellow investors that live on island, right? The advisors that live on island that can coach you through this process. What's missing? You know what I mean? It's going to be the whole package. I'm so proud of what we've created here at WNN, right? Like, this is not our first time running it. This is probably our fourth or fifth time. We know what we're doing at this point. We know exactly what people need for those go-getters. They get everything in one shot one day, and then they can go and get it. And then for those who need that long-term hand-holding, that guidance and accountability, we have that also for them as well. And so this is almost like a no-brainer event to me, right?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that's all I really wanted to share with everyone, anyone that's watching this. Have CJ here share a little bit of the magic and the expectation, right, of what you're going to be getting out of it, how that's going to transform you as an investor, and really start your journey, right? And so if that's something you want to be a part of, this, like, 2026 is your year to start investing on the mainland. This is the event you do not want to miss. So, CJ, do you know where people can go to get tickets?
No. I'm sure the link will be posted in the comments alongside whatever platform we're posting this on, and I'd highly encourage you to click it. We'll post a link that will give you an incentive for you and your partner or spouse to attend together. Because one thing I think we glossed over is the importance of having support in the journey. Community and advisors and mentors are powerful, and it's those that are with you majority of your time, like family or your wife or your husband, are going to be crucial for them to be on board and understand what you're committing to. Jazz and I both agree. If either one of us weren't on board, we would have not achieved our financial freedom with the $90 in less than 5 years. We needed to be in alignment, because then when things got unsure, we were able to lean on one another and prop each other up and remind each other what's the importance of doing all this hard work. Because if it were easy, everybody would be doing it. And I'm not here to say it's easy. However, it's a simple concept. Once you learn it and apply it and repeat it, it's scalable. We're living proof. A lot of people at the event are living proof, and you could be living proof.
Awesome.
Too.
And just for everyone that's watching out here, we do have a deal for people in that exact situation, right? You've got a partner, you've got a spouse, you go further and faster together, right? Being in alignment together. And so for that partner and spouse, if you have someone that you want to bring along, right? Their ticket is actually 50% off. So you're not paying for 2 full price tickets. You're actually paying for one and then a 50% off ticket for your partner or spouse. And that is an amazing deal, right? To make sure that you guys are both there and you guys are getting the education, the knowledge, meeting the people together and really seeing what's possible for you here in 2026 together, right? And once you have that alignment, there's literally nothing stopping you at that point, right? And so if that's something you want to join, make sure you click the link somewhere around this video, whether it's above, below, behind us, wherever. It's gonna be there. Just go ahead and click that link. Make sure you buy your tickets. Last time we've actually sold out every single event, right? And so if you're seeing this and it's still posted, chances are tickets are still available. So make sure you run and get them before they sell out before March 21st. Other than that, that's all I've got for you, CJ. I appreciate your time. And I'll talk to you next time.